What's good, fam? Welcome back to Unlockable Character. We're gonna go fill up on E85. We're currently at E70, so that's what we're getting at the pump. And the car is loving it. I smell corn every time I start it up. Torque. The chassis twisted coming off the line, you know what I'm saying? Incredible, guys. I want to just slightly open the window, you know what I mean? Just slightly. Yeah, like that's good. Not too much wind noise. When I say fifth gear is like third gear, this is what I mean. So you guys have been wondering, you know, what's on the car, what exhaust is on the car. Quick rundown, right? Mastery of Art and Design, MAD, front cold air intakes, not in the front bumper, but in the engine bay. I have their single mid pipe. I have the Fat Boy catless downpipes. I have the SST valve controller. I have XHP. Is a little bit bouncy here, guys. I have it in sport suspension. It's a little bit too bouncy right now. Sport is the middle section, the middle selection between the three modes. Is it frozen black? Damn, guys, check that out. That's amazing. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. That's literally gold. That's gorgeous. And it was a girl driving it. Incredible. Absolutely. BMW in front of us. I don't know if that 488, if it was a 488, you guys tell me, was that a 488? I think it was. Crazy. Too funny. That burble is so funny, guys. It's 1.2 seconds on the length in the MHD tune. Dude looked like a KKK member smoking a cigarette with a white hoodie in that fucking Toyota Camry or whatever that is. Corolla maybe. Too funny. Where is this? Why is it not listed? That's the crazy thing. I'm trying to look up this ethanol pump, guys, and I know where it is just by driving there, but I can never pull it up on Waze. Anyway, once we get there, I'll set it as a favorite on my Waze. And you guys are kind of getting to see where you can find ethanol around these parts, which is pretty cool. That is too funny. Let's see the best way to take this. We can go right over it. Yeah. This car's too much. Jeez. This road is a little bit tricky. Big pothole right in the middle here. It's a little bit of the back roads route to the Chevron, guys. Let's put into rear-wheel drive mode. I think the tires are decently warm in the 80s, 80 degrees. Oh my god. This car is a riot, guys. I just looked up all the chevrons in this area, and I have never seen so many chevrons concentrated in one area. It literally looks like they took over the entire gas station market here in Dunwoody somehow. Anyone with more info on that, I'd love to learn, because that's hilarious. Jesus. The throttle has a throttle hang, which means when you release, it's still going. Making JDM turbo noises, guys. It's so funny. Each of these sections of road is actually different, repaved at different times. Yep, fuel reserve, guys. I swear we're at, yeah, 2/5 tank, 50 miles. That's the E85 life. You're always gonna be looking for gas. And today, guys, I have the Robinhood credit card, the gold credit card, and one of the rewards is, of course, you get reward points, but you can unlock mystery boxes, which are like loot boxes, and you can use 1,000 points. So it's like $10 of rewards cash to unlock a mystery box, and I got 10% off my next tank of gas. So let's see what that's like. It is fun when cruising to use the gear shift, you know? And for all of you that complain that I use it, you know, maybe that's the reason they got rid of it in the newer BMW cars. It's like a sock in the road or something. A little bit of a bump. Not bad though. Thought about it. Thought about going around. Car is really motoring around right now, you know what I mean? This is what the British would call, we're just having a lovely jaunt in the fucking countryside. Still thinking about that Ferrari, guys. Honestly, that is a dream car. Honestly, so in terms of levels for me, like next level from this would be like a 992 GTS, and a level up from a 992 GTS would be like a 296 Ferrari GTB. The 992 GTS being a Porsche. The new GTS, the .2 will be hybrid, but the .1 992.1 is not hybrid. I don't know about that new hybrid one, the .2, but I know that the .1 is amazing, so I'm sure the .2 is incredible too. The 296 GTB, the Ferrari, is also a hybrid, and I don't think that's a bad thing, honestly. The immediate delivery of torque, the red line of the Ferrari is just insane. I have to look up the 992 GTS red line, but yeah, Both of those cars are levels above this car and kind of what I'm gonna be grinding for, guys, honestly. I used to not even think like, you know, oh, I could be in a car like that, you know what I mean? I dreamt of cars like that. And now it seems like it's within my reach, you know what I mean? And that's crazy. It's crazy to think about. This is a beautiful car in front of us, a 330 Ci. Looks like it's really well maintained. See if we can take this turn. It's pretty steep. Here we are, guys. We made it. Let's check what the price of ethanol is today, fam. This is the ethanol pump, I'm pretty sure. Both sides on the here. $3, damn. What the hell going on with ethanol, fam? I thought ethanol was cheap. Anyway. Let's go fill it up real quick. Oh, I can't wait to get it washed, fam. It's so dirty. So let's see what this ethanol gets rated to, guys. The ethanol that we filled up with at, I think it was Howell Mill, and at Duluth at Racetrack was E70. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be E70 max. Looks all right, dirty though. All right, fam, 11.8 gallons, almost 12 gallons E. So the cold start has been removed in the tune, guys, but there is a startup roar from MHD. It's a feature. You'll get a sense of what that sounds like when I roll this down. It just delivers like a little bit of gas in the beginning. All right, fam, welcome back to Unlockable Character. Just filled up with ethanol. We are gonna head over to the car wash, and it's right about sunset right now. We're in North Georgia, North Atlanta area. Should be a good drive. Yeah, we're looking at 188 miles of range after a full tank of ethanol, guys. Crazy. By the way, I just saw, I think it was called Mickey 17 with my girl. It's about this movie where they can bring humans back by printing their bodies after they die, so they're called expendables. And it's like a cyber sci-fi dystopian comedy, I would say, almost. Jesus Christ. Man, did not want to scrape the splitter there. But it's so funny because it makes fun of Trump, to be honest. When I just kept thinking about one of the main leaders in the movie, who is a failed politician, who begins a religious / company organization that brings people to a new planet, and it's hilarious. I'd give it like a solid 7 out of 10. I mean, really goofy. Guess we should have gone out this way. That's too funny. We came all the way around. It is a beautiful sunset, though. And I think there's a golf club back here, yeah. This is a beautiful road. This reminds me of like Need for Speed, you know what I mean? Insane. Just turning the interior brightness down, guys. That second to third shift is insane. That just sounds so crazy. Alright, fam, we got a family of deer crossing, if you can see them. Got some more here. It's funny. Let's see if there's any more coming up. No, they all made it. I got the windows down to put the AC on a little bit because GoPro overheated even in this weather. You have to think that most of your body heat is in your head, and the GoPro is attached to your head, so it's also dealing with your body heat. Pretty weird intersection. About to get on 400 North. These are really nice residential areas, guys. It's funny that there's so many chevrons in Dunwoody and I can never find that place on the map. I guess that's because there's so many, you know? And that's the one with ethanol. If you guys know of other places with ethanol, definitely post them in the comments. It's really nice to find different places to go to. You know, just getting E85 is fun. It's like, okay, why not? If I need to fill up, let's get E85. Let's go find a new E85 gas station. When I first moved to Atlanta, I would go and find new touchless car washes, things like that. It would just be a reason to get in the car and go, you know? See how beautiful that sunset is. Jesus. What was that, guys? I didn't even see it. Was it a Camaro? V6? Haha. Rear-wheel drive, the two-wheel drive M2 setup is in comfort suspension settings, and M1 is in that middle sport setting, and on some of the roads back there it was way too stiff, so I'm gonna keep it in rear-wheel drive and the comfort suspension settings right now. That's too funny. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go into third gear because the car is gonna spin the tires at like 80 miles an hour. It's crazy. I want them to race. I don't want to race them, you know what I'm saying, fam? Let's see if they egg each other on. That'd be hilarious. Sometimes it's about activating situations and then stepping back and letting the cinema unfold, you know what I'm saying? When you recognize that certain people play certain parts, you can positively impact them and help them, you know, become better at what they're doing, and then have a really good, you know, activation between them and the scenario. And when you manage people, like leadership, like that's what leadership is, you know, putting people in places to see them excel. I'm not saying that I want to see two guys race, but like I'm not trying to activate that, but they'll egg each other on. In the real world, like when you manage people, you want to activate them by letting them excel in situations where, you know, it might level them up, it might get them over a little bit of fear. You might recognize something in someone that they don't recognize in themselves, and if you help build them up, I mean, that's a connection for life, and there's no better feeling, I think. Light throttle, it just sounds like it's screaming, just the motor is just screaming. wants to drive fast but won't get in the left lane. Woo! Yeah, fourth to fifth, I might have to tone down a little bit because it's got a lot of torque. That was smoother. Oh, that was just clean. No burble even on that one. Really does triple digits in no time. The Mustang is coming up. Oh, it sounds so good. In fourth gear at 70. That is some good fun. Hustles, guys. stop in the middle of the road. I swear the person in the middle lane was probably doing 50 miles an hour or less. Maybe they saw the blue lights and stopped. I don't know. That was weird. Close the window because it is getting more and more windy. Let's see if we can get into the setup and change this back to comfort, because man, this is tough. It's very stiff. All right, there we go. Got a beautiful sunset behind us. Still have 7 miles to go, so we are going pretty far north, guys. Woo! That was crazy. Like, built boost and then stopped. That was interesting as hell. It was almost like that was anti-lag, guys, which we haven't used yet, but we would use the set button here on the steering wheel. Let me turn the brightness up in the interior, if I can find it. There it is. Yeah, the set button right here. Hear the road here a lot. Got kind of like a ribbed surface, grooved surface here. Feel that on the tires a lot. remember this downhill section right where it starts to you know, increasing the incline. When you even out, right at the bottom, there's a huge bump. So I think it's best to get on the right side here. Jeez. Yeah, it's coming up right here, guys. Yeah, not too bad on that side. Sounds crazy. Oh. That way, down that way is basically you have a GSP station up there, so you got Georgia State Police, and you have Forsyth County that patrol coming. And so this particular stretch, before you get really into the North Georgia mountains, I would call this like the Brownsbridge area. You just have to be super careful. And I'm doing 80, like 65 to 80, so not really an issue. The car sounds phenomenal. You don't have to redline it to make it sound really good. That's one of the best parts. The shifts at like 4,000 RPM are just like, you know? Second to third, third to fourth are really nice right now. I need to maybe customize XHP a little bit for fourth to fifth. There's still a lot of jolt to the driveline. Prius is gapping us silently. Of course, that minivan coming in like that. What's good, fam? Welcome back. We made it to the car wash. Obviously, it's been, I would say, 2 weeks since the car has been washed. I haven't touched it literally since the day it got back from the body shop. We finally got the alignment right. The wheel is centered perfectly. The tune is super nice right now. I've been customizing the shifts with XHP. Of course, I have MHD Plus as the ECU tune. We're running flex fuel. Let me see if I can connect to MHD on the iPad, show you guys what that's like. You'll be able to see it here. Yeah, E68. So the pump ethanol that we're getting right now is E70 from that Dunwoody Chevron. Right, fam. Car is probably very thankful to be super clean after being super dirty. Taking this kind of slow because there's a little bit of a pothole there, and now the rear tires are wet, obviously. But yeah, look at that, guys. You can't even hear the car. That's how quiet it is with the valves closed. This water is gonna bug me, so I'm just gonna use the wiper blades. I know that I'm gonna get, you know, the drying marks there, but it's all good. Oh yeah, I forgot, the carbon ceramic brakes do not catch after the car wash. As you can just see, that took a while for the brakes to actually get there. So yeah, we're at E68, which is awesome. I mean, I don't really need fully 85, and if we wanted to do something else, we would do port injection, and then we could take full advantage of more than, I would say, E50, because right now after E50 I'm not really getting much horsepower more out of the tune. It's just really cheaper gas and a more safeguard for knocking. But yeah guys, they're really out here, I'm telling you. We saw so many on the way here, so they're obviously going to be on that right side. No reason to you know, get on their radar, so to speak. You can just cruise, you know. And yeah, let's talk about how you can recognize that you're growing, because there was a point in my life that after I graduated, I was 22, 23. I remember thinking, like, you know, wow, I've consistently woke up early, gone to the gym, been the first one in the office, the last one to leave for 100 days. And I just couldn't believe it. You know, I never thought I could get to that level of discipline and consistency. And then lo and behold, I was there. And it's so crazy in that moment to realize that you had it within yourself. You know, I had it within myself the whole time, and it was just self-doubt holding me back. Because what really happens is it takes really 2 weeks of consistently doing something for you to make it a habit. Like if you wake up early and you set your alarm, if you do it for 2 weeks straight, you're gonna start consistently waking up, and you're not gonna have to think about it the same way you were thinking about it before you started 2 weeks ago. And the same thing with the gym. If you go for 2 weeks straight, like, you're gonna keep going. And the biggest problem I've had in my life is like when I do something for like 3 days, 1 week, and then I give myself like 2 days off, and then the whole consistency is out the window, the whole routine is out the window. But when you actually stick to it, and I can use YouTube as an example, because when I first started uploading videos, you know, the first video I made that really brought people into the channel is when I picked up my 2024 M4 competition, the Isle of Man Green, over the Kia Lamy Orange carbon buckets. And I did the whole delivery experience, and I think people really resonated with that. And that brought a lot of people into the channel. But then the videos after that, you know, they weren't obviously doing the same numbers, but I didn't get discouraged. And instead I just focused on simplifying my workflow and making sure that I could upload daily. And I realized very quickly that's something that set me apart. People were looking forward to the uploads. And so, you know, the consistency of the uploading while not worrying about the outcome, that is what led me to the success that I currently have. And I also just think, you know, quality, right? Like thinking about things at a higher level, like the angle of the POV, the quality settings, trying to do 4K as much as possible. People do appreciate that. And on YouTube, when, you know, the car was in the fender bender and down for a long time, I didn't try to water down my content. And I think that really helped, because people were waiting, you know, and I've heard it from you guys, and I really appreciate it. You were waiting for me to come back, and I wasn't just talking about random stuff. You know, it really was true to the channel, true to what you guys come to expect of Unlockable Character. So yeah, now we're gonna see that there's tons of people pulled over. There, yep. It's 44 degrees, it's kind of chilly outside. You're supposed to move over. I'm not sure like what's going on, if they move to the side or something. Looks like he's off the exit now. Interesting. I don't know if he was out of the car. That's crazy. What I love about the car being customizable is I can adjust the XHP tune pretty much every day. I'll show you guys the flashing process today when I get back. And it just gives me a reason to be excited to drive the car because I know it's going to be slightly different. And then over time I can really lock in how I want the car to drive, how I want it to shift. And of course, I think an ECU tune, a custom tune, is always going to be more drivable than an off-the-shelf map. So yeah, I'm really thinking about that too. Little bounce there. Not sure what this traffic pattern is. I think the car in front of us actually wanted to overtake the people in the left lane by coming into the middle lane, which is hilarious. Wait for the window to dry a little bit more. Sounds actually pretty good in here, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, one of the OGs on YouTube, I think you pronounce it Schaffen, I believe he's Austrian. He sold his white G80 to get in the Yas Marina Blue F80. What do you guys think about that? I think the G80 is a much better car overall, but you know, it was a safer financial decision probably. I personally could never go back to F80 after getting in a G80. This car, the G80 is a clear like few levels above the F80 in terms of overall refinement, quality, luxury, and performance. However, I will say that the F80 is more raw out of the box. It's much lighter, and the steering feel, I would say, is sharper. But it's a very different driving experience. I think the G80 carries a little bit more class, and the F80 now is getting into that clapped out, you know, fifth owner type status of vehicles. A little pull, what do you guys think? Under the tunnel. Fifth gear is like slingshot mode enabled, guys. was coming pretty fast, so I moved over and see what it is when it passes. Look at this guy. Squad of NPCs. They've all harmonized their periods. Fifth gear, guys. Unbelievable. the amount of torque and power is just unreal. I think that truck being in this lane is what caused a lot of that slowdown. You had people that are going in the right and the left around him, and you had a police officer merge on the highway at the same time, which I saw emerging. That's why I originally went to the right. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Cars down on the side of the road, huh? Interesting. This guy's got a truck full of shit. Can't even tell if it's secure or not. That's hilarious. Let's see if we can scare him. That's a cool brake signal. I don't know if he's braking or what's happening, but that's kind of cool. Cuffs are still in the left lane, a little bit further ahead, guys. Fourth to fifth sounds so good. Little pull, fam. Literally sounds and smells like we're shooting flames right now. Sounds crazy, guys. Imagine right now, because the throttle response is so I want to call it sharp, but it's really touchy. So on the track, this would be a lot to handle. Was good. I mean, fifth gear has so much in it. get old whatsoever. Incredible. What's about to happen up there? That looks dangerous as hell. They're all bunching up. Damn. I didn't even see that red car. To be kind of holding back on the throttle because damn, the car takes up space before you know it, like teleports you, honestly. What are you doing? That burble right there sounded crazy. 50 degrees out, guys. The tires are still in the 80-degree temp range. If it was like 70 degrees and the tires were like 100 degrees, we would be getting even more acceleration, which is crazy to think about. And again, these are Hankook Evo tires. They're not the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. So even the tire selection, if we went up to a higher quality tire, we would get more traction and more acceleration, which is just crazy. Maybe third to fourth has too much torque reduction. Might adjust that in the tune for the XHP. Whereas fourth to fifth might have too little. Cruising along, I guess. Looks like a Prius is in front of everyone in this lane. Put it in rear-wheel drive mode, guys. Can take it in rear-wheel drive mode, guys. We're in 6th gear doing 68 miles an hour, coming from the outside. Might have tracked to the inside a little bit early there. Forget how sweeping of a turn this is. Try and avoid the steel plates today, guys. I'm gonna cap it here, guys. I hope you enjoyed. It's quite a long video, but POV Sunset Drive hanging out with me. Thanks for always checking out the channel, guys. Please like and subscribe. I'll catch you next time. What's good, fam? I have XHP open right now. My car is connected from an iPhone Lightning connector adapter to Ethernet to OBD. And this wired connection is really the fastest way to flash XHP. So you can tell I've had 3 M4s with XHP. I'm gonna hit the top one. Let's see. There we go. Here you can see that I have the Flash Combo 8-speed license. I want to flash the car. It's stage 3 version 1.0, and we can customize it. So here, after you hit flash the car, you get the stages. Stage 0 is stock, and then stage 1, a little bit more aggressive, stage 2, even more aggressive, stage 3, extremely aggressive, and much faster shift times. So I have it on stage 3. And then there are flash settings, which are custom settings. So let's go into that. I'll hit edit. Here, there's a shift map editor. I have this, let's see, in sport mode all the way up across the board. And let's see, I'm going to turn this off for the time being and come back to it and see how the off-the-shelf map from MMHD works with the shift maps. And I just want to see if there's any like issues with XHP mixing with MHD there. Torque reduction upshifts. So we were saying that 3rd to 4th needs a little bit more torque reduction. So I'm going to increase that. I'll do the same for 2nd to 3rd. Actually, I wanted to reduce that from how I was feeling in the car. So I'll put that down to like 18, put 3rd to 4th to 25. 1st to 2nd is still pretty high at 27. Everything else felt pretty smooth in the car, so I'll keep that the way it is. I don't need to reassign shift speeds. You can do this by, basically there's 3 notches on the shift knob for each shift speed, and you could make the medium setting the fastest, for example, or the standard setting being the fastest, but I don't really need to mess with that. Ignition cut shifting. So this will cut the ignition and can give you some pops at a set level of RPM and torque. It says this gives you a brap noise, and I'm going to actually let MHD do that instead of XHP. So I'll turn off ignition cut shifting on that. Torque punch, I want to adjust this for sure. We're basically saying, you know, we want to lower the values to get smoother shifts, and we want to reduce the amount of punch in the driveline. And so 3rd to 4th was really kind of crazy. So I'm going to go to 22%. 2nd to 3rd, I'll keep it at, I'll actually get down to 14. 1st to 2nd, I'll increase, increase by going down, sorry guys, to 22%. I'll keep everything else the same. And then I don't need to adjust max RPM, torque limits per gear, or true manual. I do have takeoff in 2nd gear as standard, so when you come to a stop, it'll come to 2nd gear instead of 1st. Activate line pressure bump, I have that turned on. And throttle blips in M mode, I think I have that all the way turned up. Let's see, this says use to rev match the engine on downshifts. So it's going to try to speed up the downshifts, but this is extremely aggressive right now. So let's go down to 25% across the board and see what happens. Okay, save that. So those are all the custom settings. Now we'll go back. I have the car in diagnostic mode, and now we can hit flash. Version 1.0, which is the latest. Apply flash settings. Should be good to go, guys. Let's check it out. With the wired connection, this is honestly very fast. And again, you do get, you know, error messages just like the MHD ECU tune. This is the transmission tune done by software called XHP. The license is about $600. It comes with the map packs, and you can customize it further from there. And you don't need to unlock the transmission by sending out like the computer from the transmission or anything. The factory transmission is already unlocked, so you can run XHP on a locked ECU because it has nothing to do with the ECU, so you don't need to worry about femto on this one. So there we go. We had a success. That's great. All right, guys. Turn this off. We're still in diagnostic mode. Put the valves open. Listen to M2. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay.